In the early 2000s, the hip-hop world was captivated by the whirlwind romance between rapper Nelly and R&B songstress Ashanti. Their relationship played out in the public eye, with hit songs, glamorous red carpet appearances, and even rumors of an engagement. But in 2003, their relationship took an unexpected turn when Ashanti revealed she was pregnant, and the father was Nelly. This shocking news sparked a media frenzy and intense scrutiny from the public. It was supposed to be one of the happiest moments of my life. I had been dating Ashanti for a couple years, and we were madly in love. We talked about taking our relationship to the next level and starting a family together. So when Ashanti told me she was pregnant, I was overjoyed. This was the perfect next step for us, but as soon as the news broke, the backlash was swift and unforgiving. Suddenly, I was public enemy number one. The media painted me as some kind of predator, taking advantage of this young, vulnerable woman. Ashanti was only 23 at the time, and I was 28. Apparently that was too big of an age gap for some people to handle. The comments online were brutal. People were saying I had groomed Ashanti, that I was a creep who manipulated her into getting pregnant. It was like they refused to believe this was a mutual, consenting relationship between two adults who cared deeply for each other. Just because I'm a big-time rapper and she was an up-and-coming R&B star, they assumed I must have pressured her into this. I'll never forget the day I told Nelly I was pregnant. We had been talking about starting a family, but I didn't expect it to happen so soon. When I saw those two pink lines, I was nervous, but also overjoyed. Nelly was the love of my life, and I knew he would be an amazing father, but as soon as the news broke, the backlash was instant and relentless. Suddenly, I was being painted as some naive young woman who had been taken advantage of by an older, more powerful man. People were saying Nelly had groomed me, that he had manipulated me into getting pregnant to boost his career. It was infuriating. Nelly and I had been in a committed, loving relationship for years. This pregnancy was the result of two adults who were ready to take that next step. But the public refused to see it that way. Instead, they treated me like a helpless victim who needed to be rescued from the big, bad Nelly.As. The news of Ashanti's pregnancy spread, the media went into a feeding frenzy. Tabloids and gossip sites were running wild with salacious headlines, speculating about the nature of Nelly and Ashanti's relationship. Was it a case of an older man taking advantage of a younger, more vulnerable woman? Or was it a genuine, mutually loving partnership? Nelly and Ashanti tried to keep a low profile and avoid the media spotlight, but it was impossible. They were hounded by paparazzi everywhere they went, with photographers and reporters constantly asking invasive questions about their relationship and the pregnancy. Some outlets were more sympathetic, acknowledging that Nelly and Ashanti were two consenting adults who had chosen to start a family together. But the majority of the coverage painted Nelly as a predator and Ashanti as a naive victim. The public discourse quickly turned ugly, with many people calling for Nelly to be cancelled, and for Ashanti to leave him. Despite the intense public scrutiny, Nelly and Ashanti tried to focus on their growing family and their love for each other. Ashanti gave birth to a healthy baby girl, and the couple seemed to be weathering the storm. But the backlash continued to follow them, with critics constantly questioning the nature of their relationship and the circumstances surrounding the pregnancy. Nelly and Ashanti were forced to defend their love and their choices at every turn, even as they were trying to navigate the joys and challenges of new parenthood. In the end, Nelly and Ashanti's relationship couldn't withstand the relentless public scrutiny. They eventually broke up, with many speculating that the intense media pressure and social media backlash had played a role in their split. It was a tragic end to a once celebrated romance, one that had been tarnished by the public's inability to see Nelly and Ashanti as two adults who had made a mutual decision to start a family together. Instead, they were reduced to caricatures, the predator and the victim, in the eyes of a society that was quick to judge and slow to understand. The story of Nelly and Ashanti's pregnancy saga serves as a cautionary tale about the dangers of public judgment and the power of the media to shape public opinion. In an era of increased scrutiny and cancel culture, it's a reminder that even the most well-intentioned relationships can be torn apart by the unforgiving glare of the spotlight. As we reflect on this chapter in pop culture history, let's hope that we can learn to approach such situations with more empathy, nuance, and understanding in the future.